Good morning. There's a sneak peek here. And that is the inside. So for 17 months we've been living in there. Long time. And now we found ourselves a hobby farm. Can you hear the chickens? There's the shed. It's a 2-stall garage. Millie. There's the rooster. Millie hasn't seen the rooster yet. Let's see if she gets attacked. Figuring she's going to get attacked. No, maybe not. Millie, where'd you go? Millie. Millie. Okay. Stressing him out a little bit, are you? This is kind of mean. Millie. I guess I better put this down and stop her. Millie. They're looking at me. Come here. All right, enough with the chickens. Millie, come on. Come on, we got to go feed the pig. Okay, so anyway, here's the fence. Out there is the driveway coming in, and it kind of curves here, fenced in front area. Here's one of the cows. Here's where our RV is. It's kind of blocking the house a little bit. The rest of that shed. This yard needs a whole lot of care. Dude didn't mow for like ever. So, and weed, and really in general just clean up. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. All right, let's find where Mr. Pig is, which we've decided to name Bacon. I know, original, right? Piggy, piggy. Come on, piggy, piggy. Okay, I haven't figured out how to call the pig yet, so that's it. I don't think he's going to come to that. Come on, pig. Piggy. Okay, yesterday he came right up when he saw us. He's in the pasture somewhere. I don't know exactly where, or pen, or whatever we call this. Pasture? Sure. Well, okay, we'll have to come back. So, Millie, come on. So this is the back of the yard. Again, it's really overgrown. So we've got a lot of work to do. Come on, Millie. Here's another one of our storage sheds of sort. We went in there yesterday. There's something living in there. I don't know what. Kind of freaked Kip and I both out. We didn't have a stick or anything on us, so it was hiding. We still have to figure out what that was. And then, so I'm circling kind of the outside of the property right now. This seems to be, it says Haunted Shack up there. I don't know if you can see that. They had a couple of kids. But the feed is what's in there right now for the pig. And then here's like a little coop. But it's very run down and very overgrown, so not really usable. I mean, I guess you could in a pinch, but we really need to get in here and do some work again. Still no pig. Okay, so coming on the outside of the property again, you know, it goes all the way up to that tree line. There is where the fence is. And then back around here, I'm getting back to the back of the property. Here's the gate to get into the pasture that's down the hill. I'll show you that in a second, but here is a chicken coop that we'll be putting our meat chickens in. At least that's the plan for now. Another little fenced-in-ish area right there. Don't know what that's about. Need to clean up. I'm just kind of watching for snakes. Dude did tell me that lived here before. I got to meet him during closing, and he did tell me that there are definitely snakes around here. So, so far he hasn't seen any rattler snakes or cottonmouth or whatever they are, but definitely the rat snakes, I guess they call them, which apparently are good snakes, but I still kind of don't want to run into one. Okay, so I'm just kind of going back and forth. Overgrown, big time. I guess that's to put hay bales in. I've never done this before, so I don't know what half the stuff is. Kip lived on a farm, so he knows what some of this stuff is. And apparently, you put your hay bales in there. I saw him the other day when we went to get feed at Tractor Supply, and actually, I did see that. It was like $250, so it's kind of cool the guy left it. So, this is also something he left, which is one of those, you use that to move around the yard for your chickens. Your chickens go under there. The idea is they kind of clean up the area and fertilize the area that they're under. Back of the house right there, sneak peek. Okay, so here's the rest of that chicken coop. And it's got a little run. He may have used it for something different, but that's what we're using it for, is going to be a chicken coop. Okay, and so here's another gate to get back into the back pasture. We offered on this house and somebody else got their offer accepted and not us. And 4 days later, we were bummed about it, but you know, we just trusted that God had a plan for us. 4 days later, our real estate agent called us when we were looking at another property, and she said, "Do you guys still want this property?" And we were kind of shocked, and I kind of said to Kip, "Do you still want that property?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah." And she said to me, "The people that wrote the offer didn't want it because of the hill in the backyard." This is the hill, you guys. It's not, it's definitely rolling up to those trees about, and then there is a little bit more of a steep drop off, and it is kind of steep, I guess, but I don't have to walk it. The cows do. We're going to get something to walk it, you know, ride down there on. Little pond back there, overgrown. Kip wants to dig it out a little bit better, give it some love and care. We've got a lot of work. Did I mention that? Okay, so the cows are already way back there hanging out. Let me see if I can zoom in on them a little bit. Cows are hanging out back there. So this guy that owned the house before us, he actually left all his animals here because he couldn't get them all rounded up in time. So we told him, whatever, no big deal. Get that hobby farm life experience before we get our animals. But they did give us the pig, so we do own the pig. So backyard right here, overgrown, like I said. There's like this flower garden right up next to the house here. And that's really overgrown and weedy and stuff. So over here again for the front end, that shed I came up on earlier. Really nice spot for like storage. So that's exciting. Kip loves this big oak tree. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's got a little swing there. It's just awesome back here. Backyard. Here's the overgrown garden. It's a flower garden, so I'm not gonna really do anything with that. Don't really care for flowers. I mean, they're beautiful and everything, but don't want them looking like a disastrous weed. Even if I clean it up, they still look terrible. We saw them a few months ago when they were all pretty, and sure, they're pretty. Hummingbirds, butterflies were all over. It was beautiful that way, but I just have no interest in taking care of flowers. Okay, so again, just kind of showing you a side view here. Oh goodness, she probably wants to chase those chickens again. There she goes. Side of the house. This too needs some care, but we'll get there. We have nothing but time now that Cole is gone. Side of the house here. And there she goes. I can hear her. I can hear the chickens. Okay, so here is the front porch. Side of the house here. And then this is the raised bed garden that they had. It's not going to work for us. It's full of weeds, and we could plant next season, but I don't want it up next to the house like this because it kind of is an eyesore. Although it's very convenient as far as getting to it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. This they were using, it's like a little kid house, playhouse or something, but the chickens were actually roosting in there. Chickens and geese, or chickens and ducks were actually roosting in there. It was kind of cool. And then another little shed for horses, cows, whatever. There's a fence line right behind that little dollhouse there, and that is the neighbor's property, but he has, or they have about, I think I counted 11 goats and a horse in that pasture. So they came up and said hello to us yesterday when we moved in. It was really neat. Midley saw him. Of course, she barked her head off the whole time, which was super annoying, but we'll get over that. We'll figure that out. So in here, this is all fenced in as well. And you can only see maybe on this photo, well, maybe you can see it. These fences are wood, but then it does have a wire fence so that the animals can't get out. And here's Mr. Goat, one of the goats, coming to say hi. We will not be getting goats. They stink so bad. I got out of the car yesterday and was like, oh my gosh, the smell, what is that stink? And Kip said, that is a goat. Didn't he, buddy? And you do stink. I have nothing for you. He didn't leave you any feed. You're going to have to starve. So we won't be getting goats on our little hobby farm. And I said to Kip after complaining about the stink, I just kind of realized, wait a minute, I'm going to have to get used to that because we are getting animals. Okay, so you can't see it very well because there's some bushes and whatnot, and truck obviously right there. We got in last night late, and we didn't sit down until 9:30. It was really exhausting. Our backs were killing us. So there sits the RV. We unpacked what we needed for the night and this morning, and then we'll unpack later the rest. The tree kind of blocks the house here, but let me step over a bit and show you that again. And here it is, the front porch. Dirty, needs to be washed, but no big thing. I figure in about 2 years it'll be where we want it to be. There's a lot of work to be done. You just look around, it's just weeds everywhere and overgrown what used to be really pretty flower beds and bushes and plants. What used to be really pretty is now just kind of hasn't been taken care of. She looks like a drowned rat. She's really going to town with those chickens. So here we're back at the beginning. I am going to attempt to locate the pig again one more time. Cute little swing. That was where I sat the day that we saw the house, and I envisioned us living here and said, this is the one. So disappointing when we heard we didn't get it. And then, like I said, we were in shock when we did get it. So, all right, I'm going to attempt to locate this pig again. And Millie has done a really good job of scaring off the chickens. I have no idea where they are. They are hiding somewhere. Good for them. Millie, don't. Oh, there's one of the cows resting in the front yard there. Okay, I'm not seeing the pig. So I'm taking my food scraps and I'm leaving for now. I'll come back in a couple of hours and then I'm going to feed him. I want to be able to see him when I feed him. All right, heading back in. Talk to you guys later.